Okay, greetings class. This is Mr. Rogers. This is for CSS 222, and I'm going to walk you through real quick on what I want you to do for homework assignment 03. So I have here the CSS-222 site, my folder. I've got the homework 03 zip. I'm going to unzip it, and we're going to, first of all, open up the window here in HTML in Chrome. So I'm going to make a little room here for this. And then we're going to also open it with Atom because we want to do some editing of this site. So I'm going to close some of this and the welcome guide, and let's try to position this a little bit to make it easier on our screen. Okay. So we have that. We're going to change the elements in this file. And what I want you to do is pick a topic, whether it be Saipan, Rhoda, maybe something you like about yourself or any other thing, and begin to rearrange this layout to represent your particular topic. So I'm going to talk about my home Kentucky. So I'm going to change the information here in the title, and I'm going to call it Mr. Rogers' Kentucky. Okay, and we'll save that. We'll refresh it. Title is changed. I'm going to change the table of contents, which is this header up here. So we're going to talk about Kentucky countryside. All right. Then we're going to change this particular element to talk about, let's talk about where I grew up, Lebanon Junction, Kentucky. And down here we're going to talk about our famous horse racetrack in Kentucky, Churchill Downs. If you don't know where that is, this is in reference to where the Kentucky Derby is. Let's just, yeah. We'll find some images for the Kentucky Derby in a minute. All right, so we have our three items. So I'm going to go ahead and change H1 to reference Kentucky countryside. So we'll say Kentucky countryside, and we'll go ahead and save this and refresh a little bit. So we've got the TOC changed, we got the link changed. I think I misspelled this. I did. Shame on me. All right. So let's see, and then we're going to change this to reference the hometown, Lebanon Junction, Kentucky, and then we have at the bottom Churchill Downs, famous race park in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, we got those elements changed. We'll go ahead and refresh it. And so now I need to kind of just change some of the text. All right, so we're going to go to the first one here, and I'm just going to change this first paragraph and talk about there are some incredibly beautiful places in Kentucky with many wonderful horse farms. Okay, and then we have this piece here, and it looks like we got a link in there. So I'm going to back up a little bit to the front of the link. And this section, let's see, this is about the countryside. Kentucky is known for its bluegrass music, which is a very popular form of folk music, using many different acoustic instruments like the banjo, guitar, upright basses, and fiddles. Okay, so we'll just refresh that real quick. There we go. And we have a link over here. So we'll just change this to blue grass music. Can be heard in many festivals. All right, so we got all that. We'll refresh it. Now I've changed that. Now I've got some information about Lebanon Junction, Kentucky I need to talk about. All right, let's fix some things first. This ID is referenced here, and so we want the names of these to be the same. So I'm going to call this Kentucky dash countryside. I'm going to copy that and put it in here. And then we have Lebanon Junction, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to call it Lebanon Junction. Copy that, paste it right here for this ID. Now the hashtag inside this link is telling us that when you click on this area, it's going to automatically bring the user down to view a particular area. So if they click here on Lebanon Junction, it'll bring them to here, Churchill Downs down to there. All right, so we'll go ahead and change this one. We'll call this Churchill Downs. And I'm calling these link references, these IDs, to match my topic, okay? And it's a good idea to do that. All right, so we have all that done. Refresh it. Everything's in place. All right, so we need some images. Let's go grab an image of Lebanon Junction and Churchill Downs. So let's see. Image of Lebanon Junction. It's a railroad town from the 1800s. So let's see. That's an iconic image. We're going to, let's see. We have two things we could do here, by the way. We could copy the image and put the image location here, or we could, meaning copy the image address and put it here in this location to point out to the web to it, or we could actually just download it, save the image, and we'll save it as a JPEG. Let's see, we'll go to our location. Where's it at? NMC, CSS, over here. Put it in the image folder, right? And I'm going to shorten the name of that. LJ. That's pretty short. All right, so I saved that. So let's go look for something with Kentucky Derby. There we go. There's an iconic image of Churchill Downs. and the Kentucky Derby. All right, so let's save the image again, JPEG. Let's see, we're already in the image folder. We'll call this Churchill Downs. Save it. Okay. Now, what I want to do inside of Atom is I want to reference these images. So let's change this one to LJ. Save it. And we're going to change this one to Churchill Downs. We'll save that. Come back over here. We'll refresh it and see what we have. All right, so this one did not display properly. So let's bring up our Finder window and look at the image and make sure we got it spelled right. Aha! All right, you see what we have happen here. This is something I warned you all about. JPEG versus JPG. So always need to make sure that you have the right spelling and the case. So we'll come down here and we'll just change that to a JPEG. We'll refresh it again. And now we have the image. But the images are very, very small. So let's change this to, say, 175. There we go. That's much better. And this one's very small as well. Let's change that to 170 and change it to 175 for the height. There we go, but it's still, the width is not right. So we'll change it, double it again. There we go. Now we have the two images. I haven't changed the text yet, but I think you guys know how to do that. All right. We also have this little box over here. This is the, it's what's called an aside. And you can see it here. This is the aside. So let's make an aside in, say, the, we'll call it the Horse Racing Wonders of Louisville. Okay, because it's kind of my theme about Kentucky. All right, so we have some stuff in here. We could talk about famous horses, and let's see, what are some famous horses we could cite? Let me just go over here. We'll take out, grab some information, some famous horses. Kentucky Derby winners list. That's a good one to look for. All right, so Kentucky winners list of 2000. Sure. Oh, here's a good one. Let me go back. Oh, well, this is fine. All right, so we have the horse, Country Horse. This was from 2019. Okay, we have Justify. Yeah, Justify was from 2018. I'll just take out that span there. What are some others that we have? We're going to continue here. These are in Spanish, so we want to make sure these are English, right? So we'll take out all of those and make them English names. 2017, the horse that won was what? This horse for 2017 was Always Dreaming. I love the horse names for these winners. All right, 2016, what do they who did they have winning? This was 2016 was Ninquist. And back to 2015. All right, we have 2015 is American Pharaoh. I remember that race. Okay, I've gone through and I've updated this site with just some information, right? There's a lot more that you can do. Right? There's more that you can do in your changing. Now, I'm not going to change all the text in here because you don't want to see me just type text. You want to learn how to change this to make it more your own, right? Well, the next thing that we need to do is we need to open some of the CSS. So I'm going to click on the CSS in here. I'm going to double click on it and open it with Atom. We have the background color. And I showed this a little bit in class the other day. I just want you to right click on the text in Chrome. You're going to come down and basically just click up here. Let's see. Click on the body. And then you're going to see this EEF, right? So this is the background color. I want to change the background color to be something bluer. So something bluish green maybe? No, maybe just blue like that. I think I want that to be my background color. So I'm going to copy this. And you can see all I've done is just click on that little icon. It's giving me the hex. And I've been able to change the color. Now I've only changed it via Chrome through these settings. I want to make sure I record the changes over here. Okay. You only need one hashtag. The hashtag is for representing an RBG color. All right. So this sets the background color. Now I want to change, let's refresh it. I also want to change this text color, and the body specifies a color, and the color for the font, which is this, is 909. I really don't like that with my light blue. Maybe something dark blue would go better. Well, let's see. Whoops. Maybe a dark blue. Yeah, about right there. I like that color. So I'm going to copy all this, the RGB, come over here, replace it. All right. So I've done that. Now I've changed the background and the text. I kind of like that look. But up here, what is this? It's all out of sorts. All right, so how do I find this? I right click on it, inspect, and it'll take me right to this area. This is called the TOC, Table of Contents. And if I click on it, the nav down here, there's nothing. There's no style related to it. But if I click on the ID of TOC, I see this hashtag TOC, and that hashtag TOC in CSS will identify the color. So here's my color, and I don't want it to be pink. Let's see here. I think maybe a darker blue. You know what? Let's use the color of our text is the same color for our TOC. Let's find our TOC in here. Here's our TOC. There's the background. I'm going to replace that. There. Now, the TOC foreground color I need to change as well, but I have to find that. So let's click off this, refresh the page. I'm going to right click on the element, inspect it, and I have a visited and a link. All right, so you'll see these over here somewhere. So we're going to have to find our a visited and our a link. And here's the question. I'm going to close this for a moment. These are not links. This is a link. Those are links. So if I go to a link, that's that. I want my link stand out. So I'm going to say just the keyword white. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to refresh. Now I have white links, but as I hover, it gives a different color. So that's a white, that's the link. I have visited, which is 909, and then I have hover. What is it I want it to be when I hover? How about gray? Let's hover over it. Refresh it first, right? Hover. And it didn't do it. Did I miss? Oh, I see. You see the hashtag. Take out the hashtag, save it again. Now refresh it. There it is. I have that hover. It's almost too dark. So I believe we are given a alternate of light gray. I think. Maybe it's just, yeah, it's just like that. Light gray. So we're going to refresh it again. There you go. It's not as bad. See? And we get the underline when we hover. All right. So on hover, we have text decoration of underline. We have bold font. And now we have the visited. All right. So we're going to click on it. And when I click on it, now it shows it's visited. Do y'all see that? So I don't want visited to be that color. I think I'd like visited to be actually gray. Or how about steel? I think it is. Is it steel gray? No. Steel blue? There it is, steel blue. Let's see if that's something we would like. Yeah, that's not bad. So that means it's visited. All right, our other links have taken white, and that's okay because it stands out fine. Now, what I've done is I have changed the background of this. I've changed the text. I've modified everything. I've kind of dug into all of this. I've saved it. I've added images, right? Let's pull back up our little window. And all of this is in our H03. So originally this was the zip. I'm going to move the zip over here out of the way because I don't want it to interfere. Now what I want you to do is to right click in your folder. This should be the same in Windows or in Chrome. And you're going to go to compress. So you're going to compress it. And there you have your folder. Now all I want you to do is to upload this zip with your changes. So this is your opportunity, class, to be creative, to make this something that you would like. All right? All right, you guys have a good day, and I will see you in class on Tuesday. Remember, this assignment is due by Sunday night. God bless. Talk to y'all later.